So as many of you have heard, I'm not a fan of Emilia Pérez. To be more accurate, I despised this film. I thought it was dumb, pretentious, and a total waste of time. Controversy aside, this film's muddled tone, superficial exploration of its themes, and uneven performances make it difficult to take seriously to any real extent. I do like some of the director's other work, such as The Sisters Brothers. However, Richard Kelly's Donnie Darko is a fantastic film. Southland Tales is not a fantastic film.
You stupid bitch.
My point being, sometimes directors can be inconsistent. You can like one film of theirs and not like another film of theirs. All of the musical numbers in this film are forgettable and just derivative of other things, like Hamilton. I think what personally adds insult to injury is that this deeply flawed film has managed to sweep major industry award shows such as the Oscars and the Golden Globes, earning a staggering 13 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Best Actress for Carlos Sofia Gascon, the first openly trans woman to receive a nomination in that category. Michael Mann, the director of Collateral, Heat, and he recently directed the film Ferrari, praised Emilia Pérez, saying it was a contemporary masterpiece. That good, huh? Other filmmakers such as Denis Villeneuve, Guillermo del Toro, and James Cameron have also praised the film. Guillermo del Toro said, "It's so beautiful to see a movie that is cinema." Yep. I'm sure they all hate that they said this, and they would take it back now that this controversy has happened. It won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Foreign Film. It won 4 Golden Globes, including Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, from 10 nominations. When the film won for Best Original Song, El Mal, as the composers for the song went to go accept the award, Zoe Saldana went on stage also. Zoe Saldana sang the track, but she didn't have any involvement in the composition of it. She was not an official recipient of the award, so she really had no business being up there.
Zoe, and Carla, El Mal wouldn't be what it is.
I think it's fair to say at this point it will win a few Oscars, but the negative word of mouth around this movie has severely damaged its reputation. Instead of recognizing genuinely innovative and impactful filmmakers and films from the past year, the Academy Awards just prioritize optics over any sort of substance, or the substance, rather. Alright, let's take a break from talking about something that I hate, but I figured I want to sell something of my own, something that I created and something that I'm passionate about. I looked around for kind of movie scented candles. I looked around online because I figured something like that must exist. So I figured I'd make them myself since they didn't exist. So I'm introducing movie candles. So this is shark infested waters, you see here. So when you open this up, it smells like the ocean, basically. I'm gonna smell it now. Oh, it smells really good. The labels are inspired by classic movies, and the scents are inspired by classic movies. It smells nice, it makes your home smell nice, and also it can kind of remind you of those movies too. If you really want to get a gift for someone who loves classic films, then this is definitely something they would like. Not only do they smell amazing, they work really well, they last a long time. They're made in America by an American company, so they're very high quality. This is not something that exists anywhere as of right now. I'm sure people try to copy me. For me, this isn't just a candle, it's an experience. You get to experience the sense of your favorite movies and have that in your home. You can light one up while you're watching one of these movies. Like, light up the Haunted Hotel one and watch The Shining and see if it does anything. I don't know. Check them out. Thanks for watching. And now, back to Emilia Pérez. So we follow Rita Mora Castro, played by Zoe Saldana, a struggling attorney in Mexico City. She meets with Juan Benitez del Monte, a cartel kingpin, who wants to undergo a gender-affirming surgery and start a new life as the woman Emilia Pérez.
Empecé el tratamiento hace 2 años.
Rita goes to Bangkok to consult with a bunch of doctors about this surgery, and
hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. This is one of the most famous, or should I say infamous, musical numbers in the entire film.
Men to woman, a woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
Wow, this is the worst song I've ever heard.
Yes, 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 yes.
The actual set design and lighting is just bizarre. There's nothing to say. It's just terrible. It's just so bad.
What would you like to know about it, madam?
So you know that scene that just happened where she learned about sex change operations from a doctor? Well, in the next scene, something really exciting happens. She goes to a doctor and she learns about sex change operations. Did we need another scene where she talks to another doctor?
Changing the body changes society. Changing society changes the soul. Changing the soul changes society. Changing society changes it all.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Following the surgery, they stage her death, and then she begins her life as Emilia Pérez. Years later, in London, Rita encounters Emilia, who wants to reunite with her children. Rita brings Emilia's wife Jessie, played by Selena Gomez, and the children back to Mexico, and she introduces Emilia Pérez as a distant relative. She feels sad for some reason and decides to start a non-profit to identify cartel victims' bodies. Meanwhile, Jessie is rekindling a relationship with her old lover, Gustavo. Emilia Pérez is not happy about this at all.
Tú te puedes ir a chingar a tu puta madre si quieres con el pinche vato ese. Pero mis hijos se quedan aquí.
Jessie has no idea what's going on and just decides to leave with the kids. Jessie and Gustavo eventually kidnap Emilia and demand a ransom from Rita. This leads to a shootout, and they drive away with Emilia Pérez in the trunk. They get into an accident, which leads to the car lighting on fire and blowing up. Then there's a public eulogy honoring her death and her fight for truth, even though she was a cartel boss responsible for killing people. The director is saying it's not supposed to be a film you take literally, and there's supposed to be surrealism and exaggeration to it. But at the same time, I think it's important how films present criminal characters. I think cartel bosses and criminals can be interesting characters, but to the extent this movie's asking you to sympathize with this character, Emilia Pérez, I just don't think it really works at all. It's like Gotti, right? Like how that whole movie tried to make him look like he was a really awesome dude and the community loved him.
It was a lot cleaner neighborhood when Mr. Gotti was around.
The streets are a lot safer with Emilia Pérez around. If that was just the only problem I had with this story, then fine. But there are a million problems I have with this story and with the movie as a whole. So she wants to go back with Selena Gomez and her family. You can't change your identity and throw your life away and then bring everyone back because you just really miss the kids. It's what causes the drama, and it's just another reason why the Emilia Pérez character is unlikable. She doesn't really know what she wants, and she's just very selfish. There are so many controversies happening with this film every day. Every day there is a new development with this film. And it's more interesting than the movie itself, honestly. This film is riddled with cultural cliches. As people have pointed out, there has been a complete lack of attention given to the Spanish language in the film. The dialect coaching was really insufficient or non-existent at certain points, resulting in really inaccurate accents across the entire cast. In addition to that, Carlos Sofia Gascon's singing appears to have been mostly AI generated because, according to them, she couldn't reach the musical notes required. This is, of course, a significant issue for a musical. Apparently, Gascon's singing voice was blended with that of French pop star Camille. What the fuck? It feels completely disconnected from the actual setting of the film. Emilia Pérez was not actually shot in Mexico. The film was actually shot around Paris. Not only that, very few or no Mexicans at all were involved in the actual production of the movie, at least in key creative aspects. None of the cast are Mexican, the director isn't Mexican, so why the fuck are they making a movie about Mexico?
Mexican, like you.
Yes.
You know really what the weak link of this movie is? The most controversial, deadly aspect of this movie? It isn't Netflix, it isn't Zoe Saldana, it isn't Selena Gomez, it's Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays Emilia Pérez in this film, the titular character, who turns out in real life is not a likable person. And in the film, she is not a likable character. This film is guilt-tripping the audience so hard about all these important issues. It's about racism and anti-transphobia and being accepting. But meanwhile, this actress isn't. She isn't accepting. And just the sheer amount of shit that has been uncovered kind of conflicts with the message of this movie, don't you think? Which is about caring about other people and being anti-racist. So then, Carla Sofia Gascon did an hour-long TV interview saying she wasn't a racist, got very emotional. How dare you? The Spanish actress broke down repeatedly in defending herself against accusations of racism, anti-Semitism, and xenophobia, while expressing regret for how her words have been interpreted. She also cast suspicion over the timing of the revelations, implying that they were part of an effort to sabotage her awards chances. Yep, it's a big fucking conspiracy. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that Gascon set up the interview on her own, without the involvement of anyone working on the film. Very nice. She said, "My most sincere apologies to all the people who have felt offended by the ways I express myself in my past, in my present, and in my future." That's a really fucking weird way to apologize. Like, why can't you just say, like, I'm sorry? Like, what's with this past, present, future bullshit? Among the Gascon tweets under scrutiny or opinions she shared on the 2020 murder of George Floyd. Alright then. That's when you know something's really bad, when I won't say it. If I won't say it and show you it in a video, that's how you know it's pretty bad. In addition to the George Floyd thing, she has a tweet from 2019 where she's been described as defending Hitler. She also called Selena Gomez a rich rat. It highlights how certain people just don't use social media correctly, even if they are a famous actor or a celebrity. She said, "I don't give a damn about awards. What I do care about is the people that I represent, because of what I represent in this world. We can all change and be better people in this world."
Y cuando tengo una araña en mi casa pongo un vasito para no matarla y sacarla a la calle. ¿Pero qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? ¿Por qué me están haciendo esto? ¿Por qué mi familia tiene que estar llorando? ¿Por qué mi hija tiene que estar llorando 2 días encerradas en casa en Londres, que nos fuimos como si fuéramos?
If only her acting was that good in the movie. Zoe Saldana has since addressed her co-stars' posts in a Q&A. She says, "I don't have any tolerance for negative rhetoric towards people of any group." So at least she got that right, even if her eyebrows were weird in the movie. After the backlash, Gascon has canceled multiple appearances, including not attending the Critics' Choice Awards. Seriously? What a joke. People think my negative reaction for Emilia Pérez is overblown. It is nominated for 13 fucking Oscars. That is 1 nomination short of the most nominations for any film in the history of the Oscars, which is 14. Titanic, that is 1,000,000 times the film that Emilia Pérez is. There is no comparison. It's not even in the same solar system, which is crazy because James Cameron says he fucking loves Emilia Pérez. It's just trying to cover for Zoe Saldana, probably. I get it, they're pals. But this movie stinks, man. No good. No bueno. And this is why I just can't take the Academy Awards seriously, and never have. It's just a really frustrating fucking institution that I completely ignore usually. So you know that Fab 5 format that they've been doing at the Oscars, where the nominees from the previous year introduce this year's nominees and say some nice things about them? It's nice to hear what the actors and actresses have to say. They're usually friends. They're not doing it this year. That's right, it's gone. Why? Probably because no one wants to say anything nice about Carla Sofia Gascon. No one wants to present for her. So because of this one person, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm not actually angry. I'm not upset. But really, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Academy Awards, who I was starting to have some restored faith in when Oppenheimer won. That was pretty cool. That made me come a little bit in my pants. But after that high of Oppenheimer winning, they just decided, we're going to go back to making shitty decisions. You know, it's what they always do. The Academy Awards are such a great platform to give exposure to movies that might not have been seen otherwise, about important or sensitive issues that are actually really well made. You don't have to tell people to watch the new Superman movie by giving it an Academy Award for the most popular film or whatever.
Okay.
Just gotta go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light. You gotta break the rule, Barry, and you gotta do it now.
Marketing in an awards show can be fun, like what they did with Barbie. But Emilia Pérez is such an extreme example. This film has its priorities so misaligned that it just fails to be anything. It's completely inauthentic. It doesn't get its message across at all. The music sucks. It's just chasing validation instead of creating anything honest. If you just turn this movie on one day on Netflix and you liked it, that's totally fine. I'm just saying, why is a movie like this nominated for Best Picture? We need to be honest with ourselves here, because if we're not, we're going to get more shit like Emilia Pérez. Thanks for watching again and again. You gotta check these out. You gotta at least go on Etsy and look at them. That's Jaws. Next this is one of my favorite ones, is Childhood Sled Memory. So this is inspired by Citizen Kane. The scent is amazing of this one. This one definitely, it's one of the best smelling, I think. Next is Haunted Hotel. So this is inspired by The Shining. It looks like it's from a Kubrick film with the symmetry. It's one of my favorite scents. It's sweet. It's like the sweetest one, but it's good. I really like it. Forest Moon. So this is Endor, basically, from Return of the Jedi. It smells like Endor. So yeah, basically smells like, yeah, driftwood, evergreen, yeah, that kind of thing. Now next is The Road to the Emerald City. I think this is going to be one of the most popular ones because it's Wizard of Oz inspired, but it's also kind of Wicked inspired. So people like Wicked will go and grab this one. But I was thinking more Wizard of Oz for sure, since they're all kind of classic movie themed. Wow, this one's super strong. Like I even put my nose up to it and like I smell it already, which is, it's a super high quality candle. And yeah, it smells like flowers. Like it's really good. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. This is Arctic Isolation. So this is inspired by the film John Carpenter's The Thing. And finally, for now, we might make more in the future if this takes off. I hope it does. But we have Extraterrestrial, right? So this is E.T. So it basically smells like a forest, but it's got like a little bit of lavender in there too, and the lavender is supposed to be like exhaust from his spaceship. We have a store on Etsy, so that's where you can get them online. So each one is $30 plus shipping, but I think they're definitely worth it. Like I said, they're super high quality. The Batman vs Superman Turkish Airlines candles coming, the Charles Styles candle, the Steven Seagal candle. It smells like just like sweat.